Come to me, my children. Follow the sound of my voice to receive thy blessings. Unburden yourself.
Ow! 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 Ow!
And welcome to the Church of Last Resort with the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll. The Church of Last Resort, where your prayers are heard, your sins forgiven, and no matter what you believe, you won't believe this shit. And now, the Irreverent Reverend, the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll.
The Dr. Reverend. I apologize. I was wondering where that second sound was coming from. I wasn't ready. Well, I was ready, but so was my phone. I apologize to you, my brothers and sisters. Good morning, brothers and sisters. This includes our new members or member who may be enjoying us for the second time or the first time. It's only been 2 weeks, but this could be their first time. Welcome to the Church of Last Resort. I am the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll, PhD, DDS, ADHD, MCM, LIX. Let us begin, as we do always, in the name of George Carlin, Robin Williams, and Richard Pryor. Can I get a fuck yeah? Fuck yeah! Dear God of charity, delight, felicity, ecstasy, and those two other strippers whom I helped with their tuition last night, may we find renewed joy of the holiday and the spirit of bliss. Joy and bliss were also working last night. May we experience the same excitement and wonder that a little boy experiences when he touches his diddle stick for the first time. Can I get a wee wee? Yeah. Blessed are the deaf who do not have to hear Christmas music all the damn time. They are so blessed not to have to hear Mariah Carey sing "All I Want for Christmas Is You." Brothers and sisters, to be honest, I do hate that song, but not because of how perfectly manufactured it is, but because after all this time, I do not know if she wants a female sheep, an evergreen tree, or moi. Can I get a homophone? Dear keeper of the satellites, please bless our one or two listeners at PBMT who must be thinking by now that the PBM in PBMT stands for possible bad mistake, or please be possible bad mistake or possible bad minister, PBM, yes. As they wonder what they wandered into, can I get a reality check? And please bless the entire behind the scenes crew at Mind Dog TV. They could be spending time with their family, but they chose, all of them, every last one of them made the singular decision to choose to be here to help us get this word out. And they don't have to be here, but they are, because they believe in what you do, Lord. And they are busting their asses week after week to do your work. And the fruits of your work are seen throughout the known and unknown universe. Finally, Mind Dog Coffee. I don't always drink coffee, but when I do, I put a little bump in it. There you go. There's a little bump in it for the Lord. And then I put a little bump in it for the Lordettes, those little dancers that be dancing behind the Lord. You've seen the paintings. The Lord don't travel, the Lord traveled deep. He got an entourage like that would make P. Diddy all jealous and shit. Beyonce be like, I want an entourage like that. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. So, a little bump in it. And a kick. So, in the name of George Carlin, Robin Williams, Richard Pryor, Can I get a fuck? Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Gonna drop it like it's hot every day because I am hot for the Lord. So, what am I doing with this? I gotta do something with this because it's in my way. Sorry. Brothers and sisters, a certain Mike Johnson was caught. It's kind of funny. He was talking to, he thought he was in a safe place as in, shh, nobody tell anybody I'm about to say this because it's a secret. So he was at a meeting and he had all the media pushed out. All the media. He says, all you newspaper people, get out. All you radio people, get out. All you TV people, get out. Because what I'm about to say, I don't want the rest of the country to know, even though he's second in line for the presidency. It's Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and then Mike, what the fuck have we done, Johnson? He's next. And so, but he doesn't want the country to know what he's thinking. Turns out that Mike Johnson thinks he's the next Moses. Yes. Yeah, Mike Johnson, apparently 2 weeks, he says 2 weeks before he became the Speaker of the House, the Lord spoke to him and said that he was going to be like Moses, delivering the Republican Party out of slavery, I guess. Because that's what Moses did. So if the Republican Party are in slavery, who the hell is enslaving them? Who is their pharaoh? I'm thinking it's somebody with it's got to be somebody with bad hair. Somebody with maybe an orangey face. Somebody who, trying to think who could be the pharaoh. Well, while I ponder that, it's just, to me, I just wish the Lord would stop talking to these politicians, because either the Lord's not getting it right or the politicians aren't getting it right, because surely they wouldn't be lying to us about the Lord talking to them. That would be blasphemy. That would be like somebody pretending to be a minister week after week and saying that they're talking to the Lord and then wanting to run the country just in case 2 other people in front of them died. That's what that's like. And that would never happen. So, but for those of you who need a history lesson about Moses, I ain't got time to do that shit. Read your Bible, read a book, Google him. You know who Moses is. Now, I know right now somebody out there is going Moses, and they're going to start Googling, and the first thing they'll come up with is Moses Malone, okay? Or some rapper. I'm sure there's some rapper with the name Moses out there, like Moses Delight, or Ring Around the Moses, or something like that. I know there's some artists interesting out there. I'm talking about Moses, the one that was wrapped in a swaddling and thrown in the river and then found at the other end of the river by some very nice people who gave him a home. I'm talking about the Moses that smoked a little bush, was hanging out in a burning bush and came back with a tablet and some commandments. That Moses who led people through the desert for 40 years because he didn't have a map. So maybe Mike Johnson is the new Moses, and maybe he's going to lead the Republican Party through the desert for 40 years, which could be a good thing, which means we could be out of danger. Who knows? As long as Mike Johnson is with them in the desert and can't do any more damage. Now, I want to bring something very dear to my heart. One of my best friends on the whole planet. And some of you are going, wait a minute, you have more than one friend so that you could have a best friend? Yes, I have 2. And technically they're both my best friend because they're tied for first place. But also they're both my worst friend. So they're tied for last place. But one of my best friends, his mother died this past week. She lived to be 101 years old. That's right. And I've known him I've known him for like 46 years. So I've known his mother for 46 years. She was a decent lady, 100 years old, 101 years old. Yeah, she just turned 101 last month, as a matter of fact. Had a party for her. It was not a surprise party. Believe me, that at 101, she was a decent lady, but her heart couldn't have taken a surprise party at 101. They let her know like a year in advance that this party is coming. You know, it's like every day. It's like in 364 days, we're going to throw you a party. Don't be surprised. Don't, every day. Don't want to sneak up on them. But it leads me to the place where I want to reach out to you, because basically we have two choices in life. We grow old or we die. And then at some point, you just have one choice. And you guessed it. That's right. So, if you get to be an old person, what kind of an old person do you want to be? And how will you achieve that goal? I mean, do you want to be an old curmudgeon who yells at the kids, "Get the fuck off my yard"? And they're saying, "But Grandpa, you invited us." He said, "Get off my yard any damn way." Or do you want to be maybe a dirty old man who just stands on his porch and stares at the young ladies and hey there, young lady. What you doing? Walking past my house looking all good and slow. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, girl. What'd you say? Yeah, yeah, well, there's snow on the roof, but there's fire in the furnace. And I got a log just a burning for you. Well, maybe burning's not the right word. But the point is, do you want to be a dirty old man like that? Do you want to be the helpful old man or old woman, helpful old person who sits on the porch and all of the kids in the neighborhood come to you for advice? Excuse me, Mr. Roll, we want to play marbles, but we don't have any place to play marbles. Can you help us? And you'd be nice enough to let them play in your yard. They can play marbles in your yard because you have a patch of dirt there where nothing grows. But look at there. The kids can play marbles because you got the only yard in the neighborhood that has a patch of brown dirt around where there should be grass. And maybe that's because you're the kind of old man who comes home drunk every night and pisses in the yard every night. There's that little brown spot because the grass can't grow, because that's the kind of old person you became. Maybe you're the kind of old person who is forthright, respectful. The point is, you get to choose what kind of an old person you want to be, but you have to choose by making a conscious decision of the memories you're going to hold on to and the ones you're going to let go of. That's right. See? And the other secret to being a happy old person is don't outlive your happiness. You don't want to live longer than your happiness lasts. Because when that happens, if you live longer than your money or you live longer than your happiness, you're going to be a miserable person. So plan ahead. So this reminds me of a movie, kind of, not exactly. I was in a movie a few years ago, back in think it was the 80s, it could have been. And a spiritual being, a spiritual person. I think his name was Yoda. Yoda, that's his name, Yoda. He had a death scene, and when Yoda died, there were grown men crying. I mean crying in the theater because Yoda had died. Yoda was not even a real person. I know some of you people were like, wait a second, 3 weeks ago, you said there's no Santa Claus, and now you're going to spring on us that Yoda wasn't real? That's right. But the reason why I bring up Yoda is because he and Harrison Ford both grew old, but grew up to be two different types of people, okay? Harrison Ford got to be old, and people just assumed he was dead. And the only reason why you knew he was alive, because once in a while he crashed his airplane into like a roof or a barn or something. And they said, oh shit, Harrison Ford's still alive? I didn't know that. Now Yoda, on the other hand, he died peacefully in his sleep at 700. Young for a Jedi, or young for Yoda anyway. The thing is, had Yoda lived too long, we would not have the same affection for him, because Yoda would have become an old, retired, drunken Jedi. Let me say that again. Had he lived too long, he would have become an old, retired, drunken Jedi. And you'd catch Yoda sitting in the cantina, maybe having a drink in his hand, picking fights. Say to me what you did. Kick your ass, I will. I've sliced wontons. Of course, he doesn't mean wontons. He means tauntauns, but he's drunk. And I didn't mean to say wontons. I meant to say tauntauns, but I'm drunk. So, Yoda's picking fights in bars, and it gets to the point where he's just, his wife knows that he's a drunk. She doesn't even let him take his lightsaber out the house anymore. As a matter of fact, she's just giving him a flashlight with some batteries in it, and that's it. And he's just so drunk he doesn't even know that he's just got a flashlight going and making noises with his mouth, because it's like trying to get that. And it's so bad that the bartender has to call his wife. Miss Yoda? Yeah. This is Billy at the cantina. I'm doing great. How are you? How are the kids? Yeah, wonderful. Could you please come get your husband? Yes, he is. He's at it again. But this time he's waving around a Wookiee dildo. Threatening to kill. Yep, threatening. Yes, he is. Thank you. See you in a few. That's what happens if you live to be too old. Okay? And when I say too old, I don't just mean in numbers. I mean in usefulness. Okay? You can be old and useful. Like you can be the old person who helps the kids in the yard, who gives them the wisdom about the games that can be playing outside. Outside? Lord have mercy. Yeah, because the kids needs to be outside. They need to have that sun and that vitamin E and D and all the other vitamins that you get from the sun that I don't know any damn thing about because I'm not a scientist. I just have a PhD. So my point is, I just want to let you know you can choose what kind of person you're going to be when you get older. And you do that by deciding what kind of memories you're going to hold on to and what kind of memories you're going to let go of. You know, like I'm going to hold on to the good childhood memories I had. Like when we were kids, on Friday nights, my father used to bring home crabs when they were in season. And as a matter of fact, They were the breaded crabs, like deep fried crabs. They had like this much bread sticking on all over them. Now, to be honest, I didn't like crabs. I hated crabs. To this day, do not like crabs. He said, wait a second, you grew up in Baltimore and you do not like crabs? That's right, do not like crabs. Never did, probably never will. But, okay, I'll tell you why I don't like crabs. And it's the same reason that I don't like dating really thin women. It's just too much meat, not enough, too much work for not enough meat. That's why I don't like crabs. I'm not saying I haven't eaten a crab or two in my day. I'm just saying it's a lot of work. That's all. That's all I'm saying. But my father used to bring home crabs on Friday nights with the big thick crust on it, and I didn't like the crab, so I used to give my sister my crab claws for the dough off of her crab because she didn't like the dough. She liked the crab meat, and I didn't like the crab meat. I liked the dough, so my sister and I would have these swaps, and my brothers would be pissed because they liked the crab claws, but he also liked the dough, so he didn't want to make a trade. So fine, he got to keep both. Everybody should have been happy. I like to keep the memory of that and not the memory of the time that I did eat crabs, 19 of them, and I was constipated for 3 days and miserable. I'm going to try to forget that. I haven't forgotten it yet because I just remembered it for you. But I'm going to try to forget it before I get too old. Because those are the memories you don't want to take you. Those are the memories that will affect you in a negative way. I want to think about the beautiful and loving wife that I have right now. Amona's a good woman. And she's been good to me for a long time, 20-something years, 20 years, been good to me. I'm going to hold on to those memories and not the memories of all the little tarts that broke my heart in high school and elementary school and junior high school and college, 3 colleges. How many colleges? I was 1, North Carolina, the UMBC, the 3 colleges that I attended, and the 0 colleges I finished. Forget all of those bad experiences. That's how you get to be a happy person. Hold on to the good stuff, okay? I'm gonna tell you, my mother was a miserable old person, miserable, because she could not let go of a grudge. Never let go of a grudge. If she met you and she didn't know why she didn't like you, she would make up a reason why she didn't like you, just because she knows that she's not supposed to like you. She just can't remember why. And instead of forgiving you, or even admitting it may have been her fault, she just makes up something else. Like I said, my mother took a grudge to the grave, and if she ran out of grudges, she'd buy new ones because she was not going to the grave without a grudge. So, pardon me. Oh, let me get some. Yeah. I don't think I have anything else to add to that. I just want you to be aware that you have a choice as to what kind of old person you're going to be. I don't have a great big ta-da happy ending or anything like that because technically the happy ending is we all go to die. Sorry, that is. But at least you know how it ends. It's not like it's going to be a surprise. You just don't know when. You know what? You just don't know when, and you don't know the how, and the who, and the where. But we know the what. Mm-hmm. Now, I want to address the problem in the Middle East because it's just every single day there's more and more death, and what Israel is doing is not going to bring a final solution to their problem. The things that they're doing is just going to hurt them in the long run. When I say Israel, let's make this clear. I mean Netanyahu, okay? I don't want people being mad at the Israelis. It's Netanyahu. Just like I don't want people being mad at the Palestinians. It's Hamas, okay? It's those dicks that are causing the problem. The people are caught up in it. The leaders are causing the problem. The people are caught up. But Israel's problem and the Palestinians' problems are not going to go away as long as there's a Hamas, because Hamas is hell-bent on destroying not just Israel as a government, but Israel as a people. Nobody can live with that kind of thing hanging over their heads. So I agree, Hamas must be defeated, but they're not going to be defeated the way Israel is doing it. Hamas is an ideology. I can show you here. I think I can show you here. Do I have that? Here we go. Now here's the tricky part, because I don't have no monitor, so I don't know what you could. There we go. Hamas is a ideology. It's a way of thinking. It's a school of thought. It's a government. And you cannot just outright destroy Hamas, because when the Nazis were defeated, we killed Hitler. Okay? And guess what we still have today? Fucking right. When fascism was a thing, we killed Mussolini. And guess what? Guess what we have today? Oh, I misspelled. That's an I. Mussolini. Okay. That's what we have today. Fascism. Because you can kill the people, but the idea is what is lingering. And someone else picks up that mantle and they will try to walk with it or run with it, make headway with it. That's the problem. That's why you can't just go out and defeat Hamas. You can't just go out and kill all of those people and expect Hamas to be defeated, because someone else is going to pick up that mantle, because they are proud of what Hamas is talking about. They believe in what Hamas is doing. So someone else is going to come along. But do you know how you fix that? And we've done it before. This is how you get rid of Hamas. Capitalism. Cap it. Cap it. Cap it all. Yeah. Capitalism. That's it. That's how you get rid of them. You marginalize them, because no matter how great something is, once you capitalize it and marginalize it, it loses all of its meaning. So, for example, beautiful thing. How many people ever heard of MLK? Okay? MLK. Martin Luther King. All right. Now, I'm not saying he was a perfect person. Believe me, I know. I used to party with him. That man was a partier. The thing is, to a huge swath of the community, he was like a saint. Okay? So much so that they walked the streets. And I was one of them who wanted to make I didn't want to make his birthday a holiday, but I did walk the streets for that, but not for that. Here's the deal. Back in the 70s, and we were trying to make his birthday a holiday, Jesse Jackson used to get us together like he had this magic way of doing it. But no, said, let's go to Washington and let's march in January. Cold as fuck. But there was this cute young lady who says, I'm going to the march. Are you going to the march? And I went, yeah, because she was going. That's the only reason why I was going to those marches. I didn't want Martin Luther King's birthday to be a holiday, because I liked school. I didn't want another day off from school. That was the only place I was safe as a kid, was school. I was safe there. I didn't want a day off. I liked it. But that's beside the point. So they finally get a holiday. And it's a day when African Americans and black people and white people and all the people who thought of a unified world of peace could celebrate. And then what did they do? fucking mattress sales. Okay? And eventually you forget what the man stood for. And every year, somebody who has no idea what he's talking about starts to quote one or two words from one or two of his speeches. I had a dream, and you can have this mattress for $99.99. I had a dream, and you could have this 6-pack of beer for $14.99, whatever a beer 6-pack costs. I don't have no idea. The point is, that's how you ruin something that's supposed to be a decent capitalism. You ruin it just like that. And that's how we're going to take out Hamas, okay? That's exactly what we're going to do to Hamas, okay? We're going to capitalism, all right? First thing we're going to do, a clothing line. So we're going to have Hamas clothing. We're going to have Hamas t-shirts. What else? Mini skirts. Yes, Hamas mini skirts. Short mini skirts. Bikinis. Hamas bikinis. Yes, yeah. And the thing is, you get the burkas, Hamas burkas, booties, Daisy Dukes, halter tops, yoga pants, all the entire Hamas clothing line. You know, the little green flag with the writing on it, and just make all this clothing with the little green flag and their writing. That's, you know, and it becomes belittled. It's just like the United States flag doesn't mean anything anymore, because there was a time when it was considered almost sacred. Do you know, technically, it is illegal to make clothing out of the United States flag? Technically, it's illegal. People have been doing it for so long that nobody gives a fuck anymore. And so you see the bandanas and the halter tops and the bikinis and the shorts and the shirts, all these things made out of with the flag, and nobody cares because of capitalism. So that's how we're going to get rid of the Hamas there. Capitalism, okay? And don't just stop with the clothing lines. No. You keep it going. Greeting cards. Yes, Hamas greeting cards. Maybe something like, you've raped and pillaged the whole day long. Now sit back, drink a beer. Oh, that would be wrong? See, that's a great Hamas card right there. You know, it's short, it's sweet, to the point. You have a little picture of a Hamas guy on the front pillaging and raping, and then on the inside not wanting to touch a beer because that would be bad. See, that's kind of cute and clever, you know. So yeah, Hamas greeting cards, okay? And then merchandising, okay? You can have like little Hamas I'm trying to think, maybe little, you know. Here we go. Just occurred to me. I did not think about this until just now. But we used to have something called, damn it. There was these little things that people used to buy. And I could picture them. Damn it. They're like little stuffed animals, Beanie Babies. Yes. Yeah. But instead of Beanie Babies, these are Hamas babies, okay? And this is little bear Hamas bear, little Hamas bear, okay? And little Hamas bear runs around chasing little not Hamas mouse. This is, you know something? Let's do this. Hamas mouse. This is Hamas mouse, okay? And little Hamas mouse is running around chasing and raping and pillaging little bunny. Okay, so you can sell little Hamas stuffed animals. You could have a Hamas stoning stones. You know, you could maybe have a sponsor, and you can have the official stoning stones of Hamas. Okay, maybe paint them green, give them a cute, fancy little name like Shamrocks, because after all, Hamas is a sham. And just call them Shamrocks. Merchandising. So that's how you get rid of Hamas. Everything that you want to kill it with capitalism. That's what I'm saying. Because right now, Hamas is dreaded, and people are scared of Hamas, okay? But once you commercialize it, nobody gets scared of it anymore. Okay, so that's how we get rid of Hamas. Not with the bombs, because you can't just bomb a Hamas. You bomb a Hamas, you're going to kill a Palestinian as well. Okay, you bomb a building or try to take out a tunnel, you're going to take out a building where people are living. So you do it. You take out Hamas with capitalism. Good old-fashioned capitalism. Kill it the way we've killed everything else that has meaning in this place. Remember when Christmas used to be a religious holiday? I don't either. Hanukkah, I'm just saying, it's the festival of lights, I think, or oil and lights. Okay? Still commercialized. It is so commercialized. Kwanzaa is going to be coming up. Guess what? Commercialized. Because at some point, it started out as a somber celebration, but now you got the cards and everybody's got to make money off of it. So that's how we kill Hamas. Open it up so that everybody wants to make money off of it. And here's the beauty. Here's the beauty of it. Once that your non-Hamas people start making money off of Hamas, your Hamas leaders are going to be, wait a second, why can't we make money off of it? See, that's the beauty of it. They start to destroy themselves from the inside. You don't have to drop one bomb. You don't have to fire one bullet. You don't have to flood one tunnel, because they take themselves out with capitalism. That's what I'm talking about. So, who's with me? Who wants to buy a Hamas shirt? We'll be having them available. I'm sorry, I do not know if we're going to have them available in time for Christmas on our website, on the Reverend's website, where he sells things like that. Don't know, because to be honest, we just started talking about this last night, and we do not know if we have the funds available. And speaking of funds, one of our new listeners is from PBM TV. 140. I'm sorry, I was told that there's like 147 people listening on PBM TV, and I invite you to. Now, I'm told that you cannot see my chat room, so you don't have to see the chat room. But if you're watching, call us or write a letter, send an email. Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll at damn it, DREVJELLYROLLE at gmail.com. So I can't think and spell at the same time. It's not one of my gifts. I do have many gifts, but thinking and spelling is not one of them. And if you are one of our more wealthy members of the church, first of all, welcome. Second of all, why haven't you been contributing to the plate when we pass it around? But third, you can contribute. You could become a sponsor to PBM TV, help them out a little bit, because they're doing the Lord's work also, finding a place for creative people to be creative and share their art and share their love. Speaking of sharing their love, this is, speaking of Hamas and commercialism and sharing their love, see this beautiful shirt? It's available on MindDog TV. MindDogTV.com, where they have the merchandise. Okay, and these shirts are made fresh daily. And I don't remember how much they cost, because I don't remember. That's all you need to know. I can't remember why I don't remember things. It could be the liquor, it could be the booze, it could be age. I don't know. If I could remember why I didn't remember things, I would probably remember why I don't remember these things. All right. So, but the point is, they come in all kinds of sizes. This is a 2XL, which happens to be my size. I know what I'm wearing to the ball tonight. But you can find a size that fits you. and wear it to your Christmas party, your Hanukkah party, your Kwanzaa party. There's plenty of time for you to order it and get it. So, yeah. Now, if you're not a t-shirt person, if you're the kind of person who likes to sit around the house naked and drinking, you don't have to have a t-shirt. You get one of the mugs. That way you can sit around the house naked and drinking and bumping for the Lord. That's what I'm talking about. And maybe get some Mind Dog coffee to go with that. Mind Dog coffee. I don't always drink coffee, but when I do, it's a moving experience. Do I have to pay for that? I don't know if that's a copyright infringement or not. So, at this point in our sermon, we want to remind everyone, this is where we have and most places they read from the Bible. It's a good book. I occasionally read from it. Usually I read from when people write letters and they have questions and advice, and then I turn to the good book. Hello. To give you answers. But since people have not been asking me questions, hello, the good book has not been being used very much. If you want to see more of the good book, hello, you have to write and ask questions, because all the answers are in the good book. I have all the answers. Thank you, good book. So if you want to see more of the good book, you're going to have to earn it. You're going to have to write. But in the meantime, we have the other good book right here. My book, Even a Broken God is Right Twice a Day, by the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll, PhD, DDS, ADHD, MCM, LIX, of the Church of Last Resort. Available wherever this book is available. This week, we're going to read from chapter 27. In chapter 27, this week, chapter 27 is called Too Late. You are your parents. That's right. Too late. You are your parents. So let's read from the Reverend's, my book, the Reverend's book. Chapter 27, Too Late, You Are Your Parents. My wife and I had guests over our home for dinner the Sunday before Labor Day. This means that we spent all of Saturday and half of Sunday cleaning. They were only going to be at our home for 4.5 hours. I have known Doug for 46 years. We played in a band together, got high together, got drunk together. My point is that I haven't cleaned up my act in 46 years. Why am I cleaning up my house for 4 hours? The four of us, Doug, I've known, like I said, for 46 years. His wife, Steph, I've known for 30 some odd years. My wife, Amona, I've known for 20 years. That's over 90 years of secrets. Over 150 if you add my 64 years of secrets. Speaking of secrets, here's some free advice, and you'll thank me later. If you have young children, or you're expecting a child, and you have friends that have stories about you that you don't want your kids to know about, disown them now. The friends, not the kids. You can disown your kids later, after they had a chance to disappoint you. But for right now, or they can disown you. But for right now, your friends, you can disown them. Disown your friends. You don't want your kids overhearing sordid tales of you doing all of the things you tell your kids not to do. If they do, then you'll be caught like a foreskin in a zipper. Now, For those of you who don't know what being caught like a foreskin in a zipper is, FYI, here's a story that didn't make it into the book that I'm just going to tell you right off the top of my head. The band that we played in, we used to rehearse in Western Maryland. It was a good drive, but we needed some place where we could rehearse that was close to the keyboard player, because he was in college and he had to study or something. So this way he didn't have to spend so much time driving. So we were rehearsing near his college, where he lived and where he went to school. So we had permission to rehearse in the basement of a church Sunday evening. And we go to the church around 7 p.m. for rehearsal, the four of us. And guess what? Nobody got the key. Everybody assumed that someone else was going to get the key to the church, or that the church would be open or something, but it wasn't open. We didn't have a key. So now we have all of our band equipment. It's getting cold outside, and we want to rehearse. So we break into the church. But we didn't break into the church to steal anything. We broke into the church because we had permission to be in the church. But it sounds bad when they say, I broke into a church. And the thing is, that's one of the stories you don't want to tell your kids about, because you don't want to have to explain to them, well, yes, we had permission to be there, but still, we broke into a church. And the drummer did coke in the church. Made all of our songs sound like they were in 12/4 time. That was a bad night. Oh, God. But we got to rehearse, and that was a good thing. So you don't want to have to explain to your child why Uncle Tim, we're back to the book. Back to the book. You don't want to have to explain to your child why Uncle Timmy said that you used to get high, drunk, naked in public. Did I forget to mention the public nudity? Yeah. And had less than casual sex with strangers on videotape. You don't want your kids to know about that. How do you explain to your children what's a videotape? And I guess you can show them a tape, but not the actual tape. Just show them a tape. You don't want to explain why a woman in a state where you do not live recognizes you and has a picture of you dancing without clothes in her wallet. Why doesn't she keep it in her phone? What's a negative? Why did she give it to you? And what does she mean that she has copies? You don't want to explain that to your kids. All of that, and I still became my parents. More than a few years ago, I was working in New Jersey. I was staying at the Red Bull Hotel. It was a 2-star hotel at best. When I checked in, shortly after I checked in, I wind up fixing the toilet and the cable TV service so that I could use them. After 5 very long days of working my butt off, I was spending my last night there, and I would be going home in the morning at 5 a.m. Around 1:30 in the morning, I was awakened by yelling, followed by gunshots, followed by more yelling in the parking lot outside of my hotel room door. I was staying on the bottom floor, and I had my vehicle parked right outside my door. That way, if anything happened, I'd be right on top of it. I was still tired, but worse, I was angry. I got out of bed and dressed in my robe and pajama bottoms. I ran out into the parking lot and I began yelling at the people in the parking lot. What the fuck is wrong with you? I am tired. I am trying to sleep. I have to get up in a few hours. Go the fuck home, or I will come back out here and kill all of you. I should have let you know that's a quote. That's what I said. I turned around and I went back into my room. I got back in bed and I am still angry. I am wide awake. Worst of all, I am my mother. That's right. The sheer, unadulterated rage without regards for consequences. There were people with guns, and I confronted them in my bathrobe and pajamas. Oh, and wait, I just realized that my junk was hanging out. Oh shit, I am my father too. I soon noticed that there was no more loud crowd noises in the parking lot. I didn't care if they were afraid of the raging crazy black man in his bathrobe or the crazy black man with his junk flapping in the wind. There is peace in the parking lot, but not in my head. I am my parents, and not the parents that I ever wanted to be, but the parents that I tried to forget. I arrived home the next day, and I was talking to my then wife, my first wife, and somewhere along the conversation, she said that I reminded her of her father. Maybe that wasn't my father threatening people in the parking lot with his penis out after all. Maybe that was her father. There's still hope. That was from chapter 27 of Even a Broken God is Right Twice a Day. This book is available wherever this book is sold. So, thank you. Thank you for indulging me. I don't want you to forget to take this opportunity. I'm supposed to do the date, I think, but I don't do the date because, to be honest, if I tell you the date every day, that means I shouldn't have an excuse to forget other people's birthdays or holidays like I do. So don't expect me to ever give you the date. It's only one day a week. You can live without knowing the date one day a week. And you know it's a Sunday because you're here. If you weren't here, I mean, if it wasn't a Sunday, you wouldn't be here. If it wasn't Sunday, I wouldn't be here. That's for damn sure. If it wasn't Sunday, I'd be sleeping. Now I have a little. Look, I got 4 extra minutes, and so I don't know what I say 4 extra minutes because I'll tell you what I'm going to do. No, I'm not going to. No, see, here's the deal. Occasionally there's a slip up. Actually, every time I'm here, there's a slip up. And forget it. See, I'm not going to mention any names, but there's a young man who, our music director, G.D. Fenderson, was supposed to have was supposed to have recorded a song or rehearsed a song to play. And he did rehearse it yesterday, and he did not like the song the way it sounded at all. He was like, I'm not happy with it. I can't do this tomorrow. And so that's why we have like the 3 minutes, because the song is 3 minutes long. And he didn't like the way it sounded. Not at all. As a matter of fact, even if he did like the way it sounded, I didn't like the way it sounded either. It sounded like crap. I know. It hurt my ears also. All right. Yes, somebody that was the tambourine player who was also at the rehearsal. It's still hurting their ears also. But I'll tell you what I will talk about for the next 3 minutes. I was listening to the radio, and let's call this a commercial break. I'm going to call this a commercial break because I'm going to talk about a commercial that's broken. There's a product. I don't want to say the name of the product because they are not a sponsor, but the name of the product is Happy Z. No, Zipa, sorry. The product is called Zipa, and they say it's Happy Z backwards. Now, Zipa is a product that's supposed to stop you from snoring and being a nuisance to your bed partner, whoever that is. And in their commercial, they say it's 91% effective. So, of course, it's going to work. No, that's not what 91% effective means. 91% effective means it works 91% of the time. 9% of the time, it does not work. So their slogan shouldn't be, it's 91% effective, so of course it's going to work. That bugs the shit out of me because somebody either can't do math or they think their audience is so stupid that they're just going to forget about the other 9%. It's like, whoa, yeah, sure, 91 is equal to 100%. Yeah, so of course it's going to work. That really bugs the hell. And it bugs me so much so that when I'm driving, I start to think about other things that bug me, like other commercials that really bug the hell out of me. I can't stand that Jardine commercial, okay? The one where that lady is singing and there's like 100 people in the background, the whole place. No, for even more of that, there's a commercial that, oh God, what is it? It's damn it. You know, there's so many commercials out there with drugs, and they're all dealing with drugs. There's so many drug commercials, you know. And when I was in high school, if I could do commercials for selling drugs, then, oh, thank you very much. I just got noticed that I should be a little more entertaining. No, sorry. All these commercials about selling people selling drugs, okay? And I'm saying people selling drugs because, yeah, they're, quote, pharmaceutical companies, but they're not pharmaceutical companies. They are people up there making those decisions, selling you drugs. And they're getting you to ask for things that you don't, oh, damn it, the lady's on a bus. It's the colon thing. It's the colon guard thing, okay? The colon guard, she goes, I told my doctor that's what I want. No, you discuss it. When I had my colonoscopy, when it was time for my colonoscopy, I went into my doctor and we discussed things and we discussed how accurate the colon guard was. And I said, no, I don't want something that's only 91% accurate and could give me a false positive or a false negative. And so of course it's not going to work all the time. It's only 91%. Oh, is that 90? Maybe that's Zipa. Somebody's trying to stick Zipa up my ass. But at any point, the thing is, Cologuard, if you read the fine print at the very bottom, it says false positives, false negatives. It gives you both of them. You don't even, so why would you, I'd rather just have a team of doctors with their TVs and all their oscilloscopes sticking up my butt, taking pictures. I'd much rather have that and be 100% or close to 100% that they know what they're doing and not have some poop in a box. So I'm sorry. It just pisses me off when those people can get away with all kinds of crap because they be rich and they have sponsorship. So, but before I close, I want to invite you to like and subscribe to my fledgling YouTube channel. It still only has 6 subscribers. On the other hand, at least we haven't lost any more subscribers. So help us reach our goal of 7 subscribers by the end of the day. This is Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll on YouTube. And who knows, maybe we can get 7 subscribers or 10 subscribers by Christmas. Who knows? On behalf of the Church of the Last Resort and the entire Roll family, my wife Amona, my kids Cinnamon and Jelly Jr., our cat Tootsie, our dog Stop Dropping, I wish you safe travels, and I hope you will join us next week at 9 a.m. Eastern Orthodox time on Mind Dog TV and on the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll's YouTube channel, and everywhere that our word is heard. In the name of George Carlin, Robin Williams, and Richard Pryor, can I get a fuck yeah?
Fuck yeah!